You zoom in
Yeah.
and out the parameter window and the viewport.
Yeah, so all the navigational features have been consolidated, you know, to
Well,
apply
yeah,
to
it's
everything.
consistent. You learn something in one place, and chances are that knowledge will work in another place, which
Right.
is really good for me because it's a pretty big application.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
huge
It's
application.
it's a huge Blender is an absolutely huge application, and I mean this when I say this. I'm in Blender every day trying to learn something new every day. So it's
Yeah,
like one the
to
thing.
learn compositing too.
Oh yeah, don't worry. We're getting to the compositing class. We're gonna slowly work it bits by bits. It's so Blender is so huge. I mean, I'm starting to realize that this thing is gonna go. It's gonna take over the industry. It's gonna take over After Effects. It's gonna take over. No, what's that one? The painting program,
Well,
ZBrush. ZBrush.
ZBrush. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's starting to give ZBrush a run for its money.
Oh
That's
yeah,
for
I mean
sure.
the tools that it has right now is not as extensive as ZBrush, but
Hmm.
it's fast and it's good. And the tools you have now,
Yeah.
you can more than do what you need to do in Blender.
Yeah.
I figure
Yeah.
for people who are just using ZBrush for light detailing,
Right,
will probably they if they don't like the terms of Maxon,
right,
then they just go stick with Blender. I did take some ZBrush classes with some people who've used ZBrush for years, and I work with a ZBrush artist, and I ZBrush is made by space aliens. The UI is designed by space aliens. Once you accept that in your heart, it's made by space aliens, the program makes complete sense.
yeah,
And you forgive everything. But one thing that ZBrush can do is because of the way it maintains data under the hood, is that you can deal with a concept piece that might be 13 million polygons or 100 million
right,
polygons.
right,
Now that this can always, like in the case of Godzilla, King of the Monsters,
Hmm.
what they did when they designed Godzilla in ZBrush, it was so heavy that they actually managed to make ZBrush crash under a strain, and they had to do, I guess, export it in pieces. But but that's why you can. Like Godzilla is like a paint scraper. You can get up to really close to Godzilla, and there's detail upon detail on Godzilla.
and isn't it amazing that our hardware has developed to the point that it can handle all those points and polys? I mean,
Yeah.
back in the day, we couldn't do it. I mean,
No.
we just couldn't happen.
I'll
But
put, well, oh, you're absolutely right. But I was going to put you like this, like you know how Blender has some compositing and painting abilities and 2D tools.
right,
That doesn't mean it's going to overtake Photoshop because Photoshop has what, a 30, 40 year head start.
right,
Yeah.
And that's where I think like ZBrush in terms of sculpting has a 25 some year head start. I do think that Blender will eat into
right,
ZBrush's market because
right.
you don't feel like paying for the subscription model.
Did you know we have more compute power in our cell phone today than we did in our cell phone in 1980?
Yeah.
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 I think we had more computing power in.
Thanks, sorry.
They didn't.
Well, remember when the first oh, and I can't remember now. Think about the Atari 400 when the Atari 400 came out, the old Atari with the membrane keyboard. That had more power than what NASA sent up to the moon.
Right.
You know, and that became one of our very first commercially home computers.
The logical conclusion to all of that is very simple, but nobody figures it out. The less power you have, the more things you can do, like going to the moon. So we
Right.
haven't been able to go to the moon since.
Right.
So we have to go back to 4-bit computers running at 1 megahertz to be able to do that.
Aren't
That's
you glad you
just
said
logically the
this?
case.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
for those.
Yep. Zari has spoken. So.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. It's wonderful, it's wonderful what a desktop machine can do, like compared to what even SGIs could do in the 90s.
Right.
Oh man, I remember when SGI was the only computer in town, and we were doing. Well, this was when Babylon 5 was really huge, and I was just starting to learn 3D with Dave Hopkins, and I really put my butt in a sling. I bought a Amiga 3000 tower, with a toaster.
Right.
And, and that's some serious coin at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I really heavily invested, but we were doing things that, I mean, think of it, everybody.
We're pioneers, is what
Yeah.
you were. You were pioneering with incredibly expensive equipment.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the people that were buying the SGIs were, mortgaging part of their house just to even buy the machine. Because remember, at that time, an SGI,
An Onyx was $100,000.
$50,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
Wow.
was it Maya at the time? What was it called, Maya?
Maya was like 25 grand when it first
Yeah.
came out.
And then you had to buy a maintenance license for the software.
Well,
Yeah.
$2 grand a year.
I was working at Boss Films, and they were doing practical effects. And late 90s, they tried to switch over. And I think it was the SGI machines and the programs that bankrupt them. It was a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Oh, I love Babylon 5.
We're supposed to be doing a new series coming out. The guy that did the original Babylon 5 is going to do a reimagination of it.
That would be
JM,
great if he did. Michael Straczynski,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, JMS is working on a whole new show.
Nice.
And he said he has a whole new world of tools at his disposal.
Oh, yeah.
Story.
The whole.
And with a series like Babylon 5, they could do so many offshoots, just like Star Trek is doing.
Oh, yeah. They really
You know.
could. It was well
And
written.
Star Wars, I should say. Star Wars especially is doing a bunch of offshoots. You think about it.
Yeah.
Jen,
Oh.
I love your gears. That's awesome.
That is great. Great. So this great gears. I mean, it looks like it working. It's working.
and I did a render. And also, all of the gears are driven by the gear on the bottom.
Okay.
So it's not a deeply nested dependency. It's the gear on the bottom is driven by frame times 0.05, and all the other gears are driven by the gear on the bottom.
Yeah.
So
That's right. So basically, if I target this gear, go to my edit driver. Come
it'll
on.
be looking at the gear.
It'll
on
be
the
looking
bottom.
at the gear in the bottom. Hold on a second. Let me get in here. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So it is. What is the bottom gear?
2 meter.
Gears 2M, 2 meters.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
cool.
the gear on the bottom.
Great. So then that means that one will be gear 2 meter.
So what you could do is you could go to the gear on the bottom,
Yeah.
and you could delete its driver,
Yeah.
and then you can rotate its z-axis and just manually try it out.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to go that far. This looks great.
I know you gotta get through. everyone
Yeah, I
else's
got to get to
gears.
class. You're going to get me sidetracked.
I rendered it too. I also rendered it too, but with an HDR, and this time I used a procedural texture on it. So I textured it as well as applying a material to it.
Okay, let's take a look at the render real quick.
Yep, and the JPEG is just a still from that render.
All right. Ooh, look at that render. Ooh, it's so pretty. Nice.
So the texture is a noise that varies the color, and that's it. Like I didn't
See-
use the noise to vary the roughness.
See, this is
or
getting my
anything.
imagination going. It's like now you can have something else coming in between the gears doing something else. Nice, Jen. You get
I also. Oh, thanks.
an A plus. Very nice.
Thank you.
How many gears were you supposed to have?
6. I wrote it all down.
Well, yep, you got 6. Cool. All right, let's go to some.
Well, 6
yeah.
or more gears. You didn't put a limit on how many gears we could ultimately end up doing. Now that I think about it, 6,
All right.
I think it was like 6 or more.
Oh, let's take a look at Michael's animation.
Actually, let me check my notes.
Ooh,
At least-
nice job.
Nice.
Holy cats!
This is great.
You see that rear wheel, right?
Yeah.
Tony, this is yours.
No. No, mine's a little more whimsical.
This
No, this is Michael's.
is Michael's.
Yeah. That's
Wow,
awesome. I love it.
nice rust.
This is
Michael.
great.
Thanks. I figured after my port showing with the bouncing ball, I had to step up.
Yeah.
And I just noticed what's on the wheel. It took me this long to look at the wheel.
Oh, Steve's on the wheel.
I I was mesmerized by the
Wait a minute. Oh, there.
the rust. I was
It took-
mesmerized by the rust, which because it looks like really good. Is that a photograph? Or
Yeah, it's a photograph.
Everything is photographs or textures I pulled off of like Polygon.
Because the white with the red rust was what caught my attention because of the high contrast.
Right.
So
Right.
I wasn't even paying attention to the wheel.
Yeah, I just decided to get a bunch of images and textures and just play.
Oh, this is fabulous, man.
Thank you.
The anostropic streaks on the track are nice too.
That was tricky. That's where I started to get into learning a little bit about you going into the transform controls and you can do scale and rotation.
Right.
And I played with all that for like a day just to learn.
Yeah. I'm looking at the modeling quality. My biggest issue is just that bevel those edges so they're not so
Yeah.
sharp edge.
Yeah, I see a lot of little things like that I should have done, but yeah, you run out of time after a while.
Yeah.
I found out last night that you can copy and paste a modifier. So once you
Yes.
get the bevel modifier plugged
Right.
in one, you select the one with the bevel modifier, you select all the other gears, and then you go to the modifier panel and you do copy,
Copy paste, yeah.
or do copy to alt selected, and then everyone gets the same modifier.
Yeah.
It's like the
Isn't that nice?
material editor is the same way.
Yeah. Materials edited the same way. I think it's all through that. I mean, that's just how. Isn't it amazing how fluid and flexible that Blender is?
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start learning where all the things are at, does anybody know, are the panels non-modal or undockable? Or
Some of them are. Some of them are, but they're all customizable. So you can put as many
Yeah.
panels in as you want, and you can customize each panel for a different purpose. So you do have some flexibility there. This great job, Michael. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Tony, what you can do in Blender, I just tried it. You can click on at the very top window, click
Mhm.
New Window, and then in the upper left-hand corner, make that window whatever you want, and that could include. It can include the what do you call it? Which one am I looking at for the parameters? The properties. That could include the properties window.
Okay.
So you can make a whole bunch of undocked windows that way, but so far as tearing off
Yeah.
a window, I don't know.
Okay, so yours is the low poly car path. So but you didn't do it. But you didn't render anything, did you?
No, I didn't render that one because
Okay.
I really like the look of it,
Okay.
so I didn't render anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would select the low poly car animation.
Okay.
That's driven. The wheels are driven by the.
That's great. Got the camera
wheels are driven
going.
by the spline path.
By spline path. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. The wheels follow the spline path as well as the car does.
Right.
And the car drives the wheels.
The
I'm
car
sorry.
drive. That's right. The car is driving the wheel of the spline path. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. We were going to go over spline paths today.
And actually, so the trees are modeled along the spline path, or actually arrayed along the spline path. The road is.
The trees you said.
Yeah. Did you open up the animation one instead?
No. Let me see what I did. We go to open. Don't save. This is what I've got. This is what you sent me. I got the 2 fire hydrants and then that one.
There is a low poly car
Yeah.
V3 animation.
Hold on a second. I checked. Let me go take a look.
It's in there.
No, it's not.
It says blend one. Maybe
Yeah,
you
it says
rename
blend
it
one.
Blend.
Oh, this. Oh.
Probably it doesn't recognize it if you rename it to .blend instead of .blend one.
Oh, this one. Oh. Okay, so I'll change this to like 1, and then take that out.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so there we go. Okay, let's go back and get it. All right. Right. Is this one here? Is that it? No, this one.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Okay, I gotta. All right.
Turn on why? That's really weird that it doesn't see the. I don't know why didn't it pack the palette?
I don't
I
know.
wonder.
Let me go to texture view here. It might be easier to
There should
do.
be a palette.
Okay. There's the car. That's cool. The wheels are moving. Here, let me just go to standard view here. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know why the car isn't coming up with the palette either.
I like the little key in the back of the car. Why?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, the
great.
giraffe head's a nice touch, Tommy.
Yeah.
If you let me share my screen, I can show you. What
Yeah,
it all
sure.
looks
No
like.
worries. Not at all. Let me go ahead and stop this real quick. And let's stop sharing my screen. Okay, go ahead and share your screen.
So this is what it looks like in all its blazing glory, and the camera is tracking with it, with the spline path as well, and it's just, a giraffe dude on a on a cruise.
This is great. Love those. Gotta love those trees.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad making little poly trees, and then doing some other stuff to it. The other thing, let me show you real quick.
All right.
Since I've got your undivided attention. Let me move this. I was working on the gear one. I just didn't get a chance to.
Cool.
I didn't get a chance to animate it. I was just working a lot this week.
Okay.
So, but you can see the two gears in there. Everything moves. Everything's pivoted properly. The only thing I wouldn't move is the head, of course. 'Cause
Okay.
It's one of those toy robots. And you can see,
Well, he has a square neck anyway.
Yeah, he's got a square neck anyway.
Oh, I love the robot.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and so the little face in there and everything is, it was all done in Photoshop. I rebuilt the face of that thing. So anyway,
Cool.
yeah, I just didn't get a chance to animate it, which is one of the things I wanted to do, but yeah. I'll
All
get to
right.
it, I guess.
That's great. Great job, everybody. That's fantastic. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen again. And there I am. Share. Cool. So everybody should see this. Nice job. So let's see. I'm going to. All right. So I promised last time we got together, I would show you the concept for how to get wheels moving over a terrain.
Oh, yeah.
So you're gonna find this really fun. So I'm gonna use what I would like you to do is to use the tire that you built in the tire exercise class. Remember we did the tire together.
Yeah.
But no, don't worry about it now. But we're gonna use simple shapes right now. And then what I can do is if I have to, I can put my tire into the Google Drive and let you guys download that, and then you can work with me after that. But let's take a look at the concept we're going to learn, and then we'll put a real tire in place of our simple little shapes. When I was working in Photoshop for decades, whenever I want to learn some new concept, I always start very, very simple, and that's no different for 3D. I find that invaluable for 3D is keep your concepts in your models simple. So I'm going to start fresh, and everybody make sure you have a fresh scene set up. And then I want you guys also to put in a plane. You know the shortcuts already, so go ahead and put in a new plane like so. So get to that point. And then let me know when you're done.
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 Okay, excellent. Okay,
Is that your puppy, Tommy?
No.
he's
Okay.
He's being
I heard a
tortured.
squeak. Sorry. Continue.
It's all right.
The puppy was, was eating the mouse. So, now do me a favor and turn off the plane. We'll come back to it. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to put in a wheel. So we're going to go to our mesh. Go ahead and put in here a cylinder. And give this cylinder about 8 sides. I'm going to keep it really simple. Like so. And with the cylinder, squish it down because it's going to be, we're making the thickness of a tire. We're in object mode, so just, we're being lazy. We want to save time, so we're just going to go in object mode and correct this. And when you're done, rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees. So hit the R key and then Y key and then 90 for your shortcuts for rotating things. Get to this point. Let me know when you're done. Oh, and also the last thing you do, Command A, apply all transformations. And what all transformations does is it resets your orientation to world orientation.
Okay, done.
Done? Cool.
Um,
Done. Great. Let's just put a little detail in here so it's easy to visually track as well. I find that really helpful. Go to your edit mode, and then grab the front face. That's all we need, just the front face. I key to bevel it in to something like this. And then the last thing you're going to do is just grab all these shapes here, hit the I key, and bevel them in, but bevel them in with individual option in your options panel, like so. Okay, and then take it so we're going to make some texture that we can easily see. Once you get to this point, inset it in, not inset, but extrude it inwards, and there we go. We got some detail for our wheel. That's as far as we're going to go. Just something we can easily track visually. I could have used gears for this and had it done, but that would have been no fun. And when you're done, make sure you go back to object mode. Let me know when you're completed.
Done. And it kind of
Done?
looks like a TIE fighter.
Okay, cool. How you doing, David?
I'm doing good.
Good, great.
How did you? So you applied the bevel modifier?
No. I only did inset and extrude. That's all I did. No
Oh.
bevel.
Oh,
So what I did was I selected all these outside shapes and I hit I for inset them in, and then E for extrude inwards.
right there. Oh.
Do you want me to go back?
Oh, no. I got
Okay.
it. I got it.
You got it? Okay, cool.
How did you make it so it inset individually?
When you hit your I key and do the inset a little bit, go down, left click on your interface. On the bottom left hand side, that little options for inset's gonna pop up, and you have to hit the little triangle to the far left to make it, expand, and then and then click the individual box in that options.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You okay, David?
Yes, I'm great.
Okay. All right, so here we go. And Jen, you're okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Go to object mode. We're going to bring in one more object. We're going to bring in a cube. So Shift A. Go to your mesh. Go to cube. Bring that in. Okay. Now, this cube is going to be the thing that's going to drive our wheel. Okay. So the idea is that every single one of your tires is going to have this cube to drive the wheel. Except we're never going to see the cube in render. This is all going to make perfectly good sense. In fact, it kind of like surprised me how stupidly simple it was. Now, all I want to do is use this cube as a proxy to drive the wheel. So I want to be able to see through the cube. So what you're going to do is look on the right-hand side. Your right side vertical menu, which with colorful icons here, you see an orange square icon that represents your geometry or your shapes. Click on it. The orange square icon in this vertical menu, click on that. I want you to scroll down to what's called viewport display. Click on the viewport display. Scroll down to see all the variables for viewport display. And then under the display as near the bottom, second one from the bottom of this menu, display as not texture, but display it only as a wire, like that. Okay. So we're telling Blender only to show this as a wire, period, no matter what goes on in your animation or modeling. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now, come back. Somebody had a question? Nobody had a question? Okay, cool. So hit your number 1 key in your keyboard. And that looks pretty good. I think this is good. All I want you to do is the top and bottom looks great. Okay, we're going to leave it there. We're just going to go to the side. And if you want to, you can hit your scale button on the left-hand side on your navigational menu. And just scale the 2 in to right about there. Okay. And just for giggles, pull it up a little. Give yourself some equal space all the way around like that. I think that would be wise to do. And let me know when you're there.
Done.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All done. Hit the number 1. Okay, cool. Hit the number 3 key in your keyboard just to inspect. I'm going to hit the number 7 key afterwards and just to inspect that everything's correct. Now, the top view, we can probably give a little more space like that as well. So look at all your views, 1, 3, 7 on your numeric side of your keyboard to look at them and make sure that they're all looking pretty good. Okay? So this is what we should have. We were in object mode, so make sure Command or Control A, and then you can set all transformations. So that way, everything's going to be set in terms of your orientation to world view. So your wheel, if I click on your wheel, it's world view. If I click on your cube, it's world view, world orientation. All right, so we want the cube to drive the wheel, right? So let's parent it to the wheel. Select the cube, select the wheel first, then last select the cube because that's what we're parenting it to. Command or Control P on your keyboard and target object. So now if I just select the cube, what is that? Oh, so now that we have now that if I target the cube, everything moves with the cube, right? Everything's parented to the cube.
Hey, son. Oh, hey, James. Son. Same thing.
Was that your dad?
No, it's my son.
Oh, it's your son. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Is everybody at this point?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's start our drivers. Select your wheel. And I'm in my transform button here. I like to use that because visually it has all my axes right in front of me, so there's no guessing as to what I'm going to affect. So I'm going to affect the X rotation, right? So we got to go to our item tab for our item. Yeah, get our options for the item, and then we're going to go to the X one, right click, and then we're going to add a driver. And for now, just delete the 0, 0. Just leave the variable there, and then select our object is going to be what? Our cube, right? So I'm going to target the cube. Now, if I target the cube now and start to rotate it, nothing's happening because of the fact that, and this is something that Jen brought to all of our attention last time, we're not using a null or another object to drive it. So we need to make sure that that's going to be not in world mode, but local. So if we go here and go local space, right, then go to here, then it, oh, wait a minute, what happened?
No, you want it in world. You want it so that no matter, you want it to be world so that even if the cube is parented to something else, if that something else moves.
Yeah, but this is weird. Even.
Now, the thing is like.
No. Why? I had the wrong location chosen. There. That's it. Local space. There it is. Now,
But if you
now,
parent the cube,
okay.
you need to make it world.
Yeah, now, let me do it world again, because for some reason, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm going crazy. If I go to my edit drive, so
He was looking at the wrong one.
yeah, if I go to world, yeah, let's see, then it should still work, right? There, that works. That's good. Okay, we'll go to world, guys. Jen has spoken. We go to world.
So take the rotation off the cylinder, off of X.
So go to Y. Yeah, it should have been Y. So if I go to the tire, right? We're moving along the Y axis, right? That's why you need to choose Y. So in other words, if we move this cylinder, we're moving it along the Y axis only.
Yeah.
And that was what I had the X axis chose. I wasn't paying attention.
Can you click on your wheel? Yeah, edit driver X. Y location.
So cube is selected.
Yeah.
Y location, world space.
And Tony, what do you have this applied to the cylinder, or do you have this applied to something else in the cylinder?
I have the driver applied to the cylinder.
Good. And you have it applied to the X rotation of the cylinder?
Yeah, it's applied to the X rotation of the cylinder. And if I go to edit driver, the expression is var plus. I delete the 0, 0. The object is cube, Y location, world space.
And also, when you built your wheel, you built it so that the X-axis goes through its center, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Let's take a
Maybe
look
you
at
can
your
share.
share your screen real quick. Let me go stop sharing mine and see what you got.
So there's the cube. Okay, so here's the cylinder.
All right,
So rotation is right here on the X axis.
right, edit.
Right click edit.
No, hold on a second. You got a var plus there. Take away the plus.
Wait, look at that. There, either take away the plus sign,
Yeah.
or add a 0 to the end of that. And
Yeah.
Then I think you'll understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because if you've ever,
Oh, wrong one. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, if you
Stop
select
rotating.
The wheel, you'll notice you have a 90-degree rotation on the Y.
you did do Control A to freeze transforms.
Okay, hold on a second.
Control A.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Click on your box, please.
Which box?
The box,
Oh, my box.
on your box.
Sorry.
Click on your box.
Sorry.
Okay, now pull the green arrow. The green arrow. Don't rotate it. Pull the
I'm not.
arrow. Yes, you are. you
As I already pointed out, he didn't freeze his transforms
I
on the
didn't.
wheel, so now
Right.
it is rotating 90 degrees on the X, but
I
it's,
okay. So no, click on you didn't freeze. Oh, that might be it. Freeze your transforms. Okay.
but maybe freeze it when it's zeroed out on the X. Oh, never mind.
There you go. So you didn't parent your wheel to your box.
I did parent the wheel to the box.
But if you had parented the wheel to the box, it wouldn't be. They wouldn't be moving independently. So click
no,
on.
what I
well,
was
well,
doing is
click on the
Zari
wheel.
was right. I didn't apply my transformation.
Well,
So,
click.
Yeah, but Tony, select the cylinder in the outliner,
Yeah.
hold down the shift key,
Oh,
and now left click and drag under the cube.
Now hit Control. Well, one of the two did not select it. There you go. Now
so if
Control
you hit
P.
Control P.
There, object.
Parent-
Click it.
and I
Now
did-
move. Now move the box. Just the box. Move the box. Just the box. Click on the box. Only the. There. What the, are you rotating? You're rotating the box.
because you had me parent the box to the cylinder.
No,
Oh, no,
no.
you
I
wanna
want
parent
the
the cylinder
cylinder
in
to
the
the
box.
box.
Okay.
You're making this more difficult than it need to be.
I'm getting my order up. My
Well,
operation
okay.
orders mixed up.
Hold on a minute. The last, there you go. The last object that you select is the object that you parent to. The
Yeah.
very last object is the parent you parent to. Okay,
It's correct now.
it's good now. Now you're good.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. Okay,
Sorry.
you can stop sharing.
Okay. Thank you.
No
everyone,
problem.
for your help.
Okay.
I had my order of operations wrong.
Yeah, that's all right. I should have went slower, so you can see exactly what I was doing.
Well, I have an interesting variation. I'm spinning this way.
Then you probably selected the wrong axis. So you should have the now. Remember in the beginning, I reset all transformations to world view, so everything was using.
I did that.
Okay, good. So then when you select your wheel, your X rotation is the only one that should be selected.
You mean purple?
The purple,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah,
So
I got it.
right click go to your edit driver, and
Okay.
then for your movement, we're moving on the Y axis
Y
and-
location,
and the world space.
and I've got that.
And your variable is just VAR, right?
Just VAR.
By the way, if it's moving backwards, right, in the opposite direction, put a minus in front of VAR.
Follow the direction I'm dragging, but instead of rolling, the box and the cylinder are spinning.
I think you've got the wrong location set. Let me go ahead and share your screen again. Let me stop sharing my screen. Actually, I already stopped sharing my screen. So go ahead and share your screen.
Oh,
Okay, cool. All right. So basically, X rotation, that looks like it's correct. Now, do me a favor. Grab your box and pull it. I want to make sure everything's parented correctly. Are you pulling or rotating? It says it's easy to accidentally click those just
I'm grabbing the arrow.
the arrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
a good
weird.
one.
What's going on here? Do me a favor. Click
Yeah.
that. You have your transform icon selected. Go up to the two. Go go to the left. Go to your left. Go to the left. There. Do that one only. The move only.
Okay.
Yeah. Now try it. Okay. So what's going on here? Do me a favor. Do me.
Did you apply all transforms?
Yeah. Let's do that. Hit your all transforms. Control A. All transforms.
Just click it, right?
Yep. Left click. There you go. Now do the wheel. Do the wheel now.
Just the wheel?
Yes.
Oh, and yet, like the Y-axis.
No. Don't pull it. I want you to hit all transforms.
No, I'm looking at I'm looking at the cylinder. The Y-axis is still 90 degrees. Oh, not anymore. Never mind.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Now your box is out of whack there, so you have to readjust your box. So go on and do that now. Go to your transform option. Now, after you do your transform option, Michael, you have to do the all transform again.
Like right
Control it after you're done. When you're done with your total shape, check. Okay, so click your number 7 key in the numeric side of your keyboard. Let's inspect the whole thing from orthographic view. Good. All right, and then go ahead and do the 3 key and the 1 key. It looks pretty good. All right. So then yeah, go ahead and perspective. Now hit your Command A. Command A, all transforms. So I think that's your problem. So is
Okay.
it parented to the wheel?
Yes.
Okay, so pull it and let me see. Do you have a modifier on here?
Ow.
No, no modifier.
Check your wheel.
No modifier.
All right, do me a favor. Go to your, I know what it is. Go to your X-axis rotation on the right-hand side. That's purple.
Yeah.
Right click and delete all drivers.
Okay.
Now go to your rectangle and pull it and see what happens. There you go. That works. You're gonna have to reparent it. So undo. Use your undo to reset it back. Select your wheel. Select your cube. Shift select your cube. Shift select, buddy.
I am.
No, you're not.
Alright. Now I'm hitting the shift button.
Hold down the shift button. Don't let go. Now click on your cube. You know you lost you're losing your cylinder. So click your cylinder. Hold your shift key and do not let go of your shift key. Left click on it might be easier. Left click on your cube.
I'm doing that.
Okay, no, you're not. Look at your cylinder. You know what? Select cylinder and cube together. Just drag a rectangle over it for me, please. All right, hit Alt,
OP.
Alt P, and that's unparent. Just clear parent.
Okay.
There you go. So now they're separate. Now select your cylinder. Shift select your cube. Why is it not? Oh, I know what it is. Guys, this is important. I know what it is. This is a freaking Blender thing that pisses me off every time. Go to your file menu. Let me see. I'm remembering file menu. Where is it? Go to your edit menu.
Edit.
Edit. Let me see on a second. Go to your file menu. It's in file menu. All right. Let me see. Append data previews. Go to data previews. Damn it! I know what it is. I just did it last night. I can't remember. Go to the edit menu again. It's in here. Batch lock. Okay, there we go. Down at the bottom, there's a little checkbox. Lock object modes. Uncheck it. Now do it. Shift.
No.
Oh, it's still not doing it? Huh. See, lock object modes prevents you from selecting more than one. If you take it off, check it again.
It's off.
It's off. Let me check my.
in mine.
It's
Mine is on.
Mine is
Yours
on
is
by
on?
default.
Yeah.
Let me check mine. 'Cause I turned mine off last night. Hold on a second.
Is his if he selects his cube?
Yeah, mine is turned off.
Is everything zeroed down in your cube? Oh,
Yeah,
like
go.
your-
It looks like it is.
Does
Yeah.
the mouse have to be in a certain part of the screen for this to work? Remember, Blender has that issue.
Well, if your mouse should be just over your objects
Oh.
that you're selecting, so select it, shift select.
And so when you selected your cylinder, is everything?
Well, do this. Let's do this inside your object, inside your layer mode. Just select your where's your cylinder? Oh, your cylinder. Select your cylinder. Shift select your cube. It should select it fine there. Shift select. There it is. It's showing it selected, but it's not showing it here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hit Control P. Let's see what happens. Object. Okay, select your cylinder only and drag it on the y-axis. Cylinder only, buddy. Okay. Cylinder only. Cylinder only.
Did you
Yeah,
mean
but it's the
No,
other
no,
way.
no. You. I'm watching you.
Cylinder is the parent, cube is the child. It should
Right.
be the other way.
There.
it should be the other way?
Right. Should be the other way
Should be the
around.
child.
Right.
So, take, hold down the shift key, left click and drag the cube.
Onto
that
the
it's on
cylinder.
The same level as the cylinder in the outliner upper right hand corner. So if you select the cube
Yeah.
and then you hold down your shift key, and left click and drag.
Drag where?
Drag above the cylinder so that it's unparent. Let me think here. It was when I use hold down the shift key and I left click and drag the cylinder, it gives me like drop to select.
Right. What you can do is hit Alt P. It'll unparent that way too, very quickly. Alt P.
Okay. Alt P.
Alt P. Clear the parent.
Clear parent.
Did you select the object? You got to select it. Tell Blender what it is you're unparenting. Select everything. Just drag over everything. Okay, cool. Unparent. Alt P. There we go. Okay. Now, what Jen was saying. Is that your okay? So what Jen was saying. No, go ahead and set your cylinder over your object.
Yeah, Zari was saying it too, that the cylinder has to be parented to the cube.
Right.
So where are we going?
Grab the cylinder, hold the shift key down, and drag it onto the cube. And that should put it inside the. Now, know where you're clicking. You're clicking on the right hand side. Click on the word cylinder. There. Now release. Did it do it? There it is. You got it. All right. So where you click makes a difference. You're clicking way off to the side, which means you're not activating anything.
I see.
Okay, so click your cylinder only. And I'm looking at your mouse. Hold on, listen to me. You keep clicking on that cylinder. Click on the cube only, the outline of the cube on the edge. There. Now drag your y-axis. Drag your y on the tip. There. You got it. That's it. So when I was asking you to click on the cube, you kept clicking on the center of the cylinder. So where you click is important. You got to watch that edge of the mouse because Blender is really sensitive about that.
Okay.
So you're good to go now. So now click on your, no, don't worry about it. Now click on your wheel. Well, hold on. Let's stop. Let's finish it up. Click on your wheel. Go over to your X rotation. Right click, edit, add driver. Sorry. Get rid of those 0 zeros. And then go down for the object. Put in your cube. And that should work.
Don't you have to select Y location?
Oh, yeah, you do. Sorry, my fault. Thank you. Y location. There it is. See it glitch there a little bit?
Yeah.
Now pull it. There you go.
Nice.
Now put a negative in front of the VAR. Hit your minus button and you're good to go. There it is. See it did something again. There you go.
All right.
You're with us. All right, cool. Stop sharing your screen
Yeah.
and share my screen. We can go back to what we're doing. All right.
Boy, oh boy.
It's those little details you got to pay attention to with Blender. Blender's right there. Okay, cool. All right, so here's my. It's all working pretty good. All right, now here's where it gets fun. What I like you to do is turn on your plane. Okay. Make sure you target your plane. In fact, what I like you to do is, sorry, we'll just leave. Rename this so we can organize it. So the cylinder, rename it as wheel.
Okay.
And then the cube, rename that one as wheel driver. Okay, cool. That just helps us keep things organized. All right, and the plane, name that one. What we want to call it? Ground.
Done.
All right, done. Okay, so now target your plane, hit your S key for scale it out like this. Let's give it something to roll over. And don't forget Control A because you're in object mode. All transformations, reset those. So everything's going to be using the world coordinate. And let me know when you're done.
Done.
Huh?
Yeah.
Done? Jen, you okay?
Yeah, I was just fussing with the scale of the ground, so, let me. I'm done.
Okay. See, the nice thing about cats is that they don't bark. So, now, let's go inside the plane real quick. Edit. Go to edit mode. Tab key, edit mode. Right click and subdivide. So when you get your subdivision option, you get the options down here at the bottom. For your number of cuts, put in 30 and hit enter, and we'll just stay with that. And then go back into object mode. Let me know when you're there.
Okay.
You're good? Okay, Zari's there.
Yep, I'm there.
You're there? Okay, now let's give this some let's texture this thing. Let's give this a displacement. We're gonna go
I'm
to
sorry. I'm sorry. Real quick.
yeah, sure.
How did you? I had to bring the dogs in. How did you subdivide your?
Oh yeah, go to your edit mode. If you go to
Yeah.
edit mode, hit and select your entire plane.
Yeah.
Right. Right click, subdivide. It's the fifth one down.
Yeah. Got it.
And then down here in the bottom, in your options, put in 30 cuts.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Cool. All right. I'll go back to object mode. Oh, yeah. All right. So here we go. So it's our plane. Let's add a displacement map. We're going to use a modifier because Blender is a non-destructive 3D program. Go to a little blue wrench here on the right hand side, the second vertical menu, right hand side, click it. You have nothing inside because we have not applied a modifier yet. So we're going to go to add modifier, and you're going to come right down over here under the deform because it's a deforming calculation. You're going to hit displace. So click it and get to that point.
Okay.
All right, you there? Zari's there.
Yes.
Michael's there.
Yeah.
Cool. Tony
Thanks for
there.
confirming.
Where's Tony? Tony's gone again.
Nope. Sorry. I'm right
See,
here.
there. No, see.
Place. Deform. I'm there.
Yes, the modifiers are non-destructive and so
Right.
fine, but the edit mode is destructive.
That's correct. And the edit mode is destructive, and the modifier is non-destructive.
So it's like 3 Studio Max that way. Max has destructive and modifier options.
Yes.
But Max sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So now.
Not saying anything.
Sorry.
So we're going to add now. Right now, it's looking for a texture. We're going to add one in. Now, down at the very bottom of the right side vertical menu is this very last little icon. Here's a checkerboard looking icon. Click it, and we're going to add the texture. So right now, it sees the displace modifier right up here. Okay, it sees it in the texture menu. So click new, and there we go. Okay. Right over here, where it says type under movie or image or movie, we have some procedurals. So just click clouds.
Wow.
Okay, and we got a little procedural going. Let's add one more modifier to the plane. Okay, so select your plane, and let's add the modifier of subdivision surfaces. All right, and then give it. You guys should know this one pretty well already. Add a subdivision surface so it's nice and smooth.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, so now go back to your displacement modifier options here. So you have your little panel for your displacements, and if I go to the strength, I can pull it up stronger or pull it down. We're gonna make it something like that, okay? So this is gonna get fun. You're gonna look at this. You're gonna go, what?
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it looked like my default clouds texture was much more dramatic than yours was.
Yeah, it'll be different in everybody's. And I should have mentioned that. Don't expect yours to match mine, because
I might have also been using a different noise. I was using the Blender original noise. You might have been using like a.
I use clouds. I mentioned to use
I was
clouds.
using clouds, but then like you get all these different kinds of clouds.
Yes. And it doesn't matter. We just want to kind of distort the terrain a little bit. Give
I
something.
did get to that.
Yeah, just get something bumpy that the wheel can roll over. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the plane. If you like, go ahead and lock the plane so we don't accidentally move it. So I'm going up here to my collections view and go to the ground and just hit the lock symbol so we never bother it again.
How do you get the smooth shaded view so you're not seeing the square polygons?
Okay, so what you do is you go right up, see your little right up here in your viewing options up here, your viewing icons. Look at the one with the two circles overlapping. Go to your drop list right of it and come down to wireframe and turn it off. And I'll do that.
Turned off the wireframe, but my polygons are still like I see the squares.
Like this one here. Is that what you're talking?
Here's select the ground, and
Maybe
then go to object.
zoom.
No, select the ground, go to the object menu, and
Uncheck
choose
floor.
shade auto smooth.
Oh, you talk.
You're talking about the grid, right? Go up there and uncheck floor in the same box as the wireframe.
Oh, you're talking about the grid, right?
Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Yeah, it's right here. It's under.
I think Zara's talking about how you get a nice smooth shading on your surface, but he's still seeing a polygonal.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's big. Well, did you add your modifier of subdivision surfaces, and did you check 3 for your options?
But also, if you select the ground and then you go to the object menu,
Right.
you can choose shade auto smooth, and that'll smooth over all of the normals.
Yes, it will.
Object menu.
So watch me real quick, Zari. If for there's 2 reasons. One is under the subdivision modifier, make sure your levels of view is 3. Okay, and then what Jen is talking about is right click, shade auto smooth, and that'll auto smooth the whole thing, and that's what you should see.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's a good way to smooth things out, provided you're not doing 3D printing. 3D printing is not a good thing. 3D printing, you're gonna take off all type of smoothing. You're gonna come here and go shade flat, and that's what you do for 3D printing. But for this, just that works. Okay. Anyways, there's my terrain. All right. So we got this. Oops, sorry, I forgot to lock that again. Lock the ground. Cool. So I can just select the box, and the wheel is kind of going through. It's not quite interacting with the ground. Here's where it gets really fun. All right. Make sure, well, before we do anything, temporarily turn off your ground visually and focus in on your box. Hit your period key on the numeric side of your keyboard. Make sure the box is selected. right, Michael? The box is selected.
I'm on it.
Making sure. Okay. So hit the tab key, go to edit mode for the box. And if the whole thing is selected, just deselect it. Hit your number 3 key in your keyboard to go to your face selection mode and target just the bottom box. That's it. Okay? Just the bottom box that's going to be hitting the ground. Now, Shift S, because we're going to place our 3D cursor dead center of that bottom plane. So Shift S, cursor to select it. Shift S will bring up a pie menu that's related to your 3D cursor. Hit the bottom one, and boom, now your 3D cursor is right on that bottom of the box. Get to that point now. Let me know when you're done.
Okay.
You done?
I'm there.
Okay, cool. Now go back to object mode. Get out of there, go back to object mode. Your 3D cursor is now at the bottom. I want the orientation of your square at that 3D cursor. So once again, go to your menus for your 3D cursor, Shift S again, and at the top, select. Let's see, no. Oh no, my fault. Let me back up. Right click on your object, set the origin to 3D cursor. Right click, set origin to 3D cursor. There. Tony's playing with a dog.
Sorry. I already did it though.
Okay, because sure. Okay.
I'm there.
Okay, good. All right. See, Zoom is watching you. All right. So there we go. So we've got our now this is a reason we did this. Is all going to make sense in the next step. Now turn back on your ground. Okay. Now we're going to add a constraint. A constraint is a modifier that's specifically related to animation.
My ground didn't turn on.
Turn your eyeball on your ground on.
Yeah, it disappeared.
Did you delete it?
It shows up on the right side.
That's weird. Show me your screen. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, Zari, I don't suppose you're looking up through the ground where the normals are facing away from you. No, that doesn't apply on mine. Mine's double-sided. Never mind.
I don't know, Jen. Zari keeps getting some weird stuff, huh?
Oh, this is the first time today I got it.
Okay.
Where's
Okay.
your ground?
But yeah, your ground. Let's see.
Oh, you know what? No, your ground is there.
It's there. It's there.
On
It's
the left-hand side of the little twirl down of the triangle of the ground, in that space to the left. No, go to the ground. Yeah, nope. More to the right by the twirl down. Right there. Go to your left a little bit. Yeah, click in that. Is there anything? Because sometimes Blender had like a dot or something, and I couldn't do anything until I made it active somehow.
Yeah, my wheel disappeared too. I see my cube.
I wonder if this is an OpenGL
wait.
issue.
No. Do you suppose, like Zari did in Maya, there's a way to hide everything except your selected object?
Yeah, but your eyeball should show. So hit your Alt H. That's your shortcut for unhide everything.
Oh, okay. So that's not that.
So Alt H. Huh.
That's it.
Hey, can you put the statistics on for kicks? Just so we see how many
Yeah.
polygons are in
So
the
go
scene?
to your see at the top of your viewing icons to the top left, Zari. The two circles overlapping one another. Hit your little drop menu just to the right of that. And then let's see what you've turned off. You may have turned off something. Because remember when Zari was trying to turn off you may have turned off something. Let's see. Opacity is there. Huh, interesting. Do me a favor, save this doc. Well, I was gonna say close it out and reopen it again and see what happens, but save it first.
I had, that's a good, point.
Oh, someone proposed, okay, I'm just gonna put this in.
Well, just spell it out, Jen. Right.
Someone suggested that clipping distance could be off its rocker.
That would have to be the case. That's only in camera view, right?
I don't think so.
Check
For
and
some
see.
reasons, the objects
There we go.
deactivated the option
Well,
for visual viewports.
He's got it now.
Yeah, I just have to, redo the, displacement. That's
Yeah.
all.
Wait, look, there's an option, guys, there's an option in the link I just put in the chat. If
Okay.
you scroll down, there's a screen grab where amazingly each object, in addition to the eyeball and the outliner, has its own property show in viewports.
Yeah, but that was what I showed you over in the in that orange square down there, Jen. That's what
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about, right? Where we can actually individually show.
Yeah.
Well, he's almost there. He's almost there. We'll do it this way. It could have been he accidentally clicked it off in there, and which is where I was going to go to next as a last resort. But I assumed he wasn't doing that. But we all know Zari. He's always doing something.
There we go.
There you go.
Always for the good of the group, though.
Yeah.
Always for the good of the group.
All right. So add your subdivision surface. Left side. There you go. Add your 3 view levels of views. Sorry. Levels of views 3. Just like in Lightwave. Lightwave likes 3. There you go. That's it. You're there. Save it.
Yeah, up there.
Save it now.
Save is your best friend.
Yep. Control S. Save this puppy.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead. So you're there. So go ahead and stop sharing your screen. Cool. All right. We're back. Let me go share my screen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, cool. Now, as I started to mention, until Zari had problems, we can select the square, the cube. Now, we're going to add a constraint. So where are your constraints? If you look over here at your modifier, your little blue wrench, go 1, 2, 3 down, and you'll see a little pulley, like gears and a pulley symbol. Click on that. And we're going to add a constraint. We're going to drop it down. And we're going to see all these type of constraints like track 2 under the tracking, copy location. These are cool. Copy location, copy rotation. It's where if you have a plane moving in space and doing all these turns and stuff, but you want another object to match its turn and location, you can apply these modifiers to it. They're non-destructive. But what we're interested in is a modifier called shrink wrap. Over here under relationship, all the way down to the very bottom, click shrink wrap. Get to that point, and you're going to see nothing happen. Okay? Now we need to tell it what to shrink wrap this object to. We're going to shrink wrap the object to under the target, the ground. Click the ground, boom.
Nice.
So now under the mode, you got nearest surface. Now you see why we put the orientation at the bottom? Because it's using the orientation as the point to interact with the ground. Right? So that's why the wheel needs to be inside an invisible cube.
So quick question, and that is, if you had 3 other tires, would you just use the same
We're
cube?
getting there.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
We'll run it up
So
again.
just follow. So now, under the mode, instead of nearest point, hit project. Boom. Hit project. So
What's the difference between project and nearest?
okay,
nearest
what?
surface?
Okay, now watch me.
I'm trying it right now. It's
That's right.
like-
Watch me.
So much better.
It's if you go to nearest point, it's going to find the nearest point on your plane to connect your orientation to.
Oh, okay.
All right. If you go to if you go to the projected, it's projecting it just above the surface of your plane.
If you hit project, it's gonna fire a ray down until it hits the surface.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if there's a point there. It's just gonna find a point. It'll just be the surface itself. Because I tried the original default nearest point first, and I tried rolling my wheel, and it was popping and snapping
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
With project, silky smooth.
It's
because
silky smooth. Yeah.
It's an infinite. It's like an infinite amount of points for the ray to hit.
Yeah. So check this out, guys. Just pull your y-axis on your cube, Michael, and watch it go boom, 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 boom.
I'm doing it. And it's working.
It's stupid, isn't it?
Mesmerizing.
It's a stupid technique, right?
It's mesmerizing.
It is.
Oh, this is great.
This
This is great. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is
freaking
great.
easy,
Like
too.
bloop, bloop. It's easy. Now watch this. Now watch this. Go to the plane. I've got to unlock the plane, right? And let's make it bumpier. Let's go back to our modifier and go back to my displace modifier and
Wow.
take my strength like that. And then go back to your thing here and boom, 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 boom.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
It's just a stupid technique, but it works
Could be
so.
I'm on the moon, Mom. I'm on the moon.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Holy shit! We didn't take our break. Are you guys?
How can you take a break after doing something like this?
Let's take a 10-minute break.
That's not fair.
Then we'll come up and finish it up.
That's not fair. I don't want to break.
You got plenty of time to play with it during your break.
I'm looking for more learning opportunities.
I know, but
Ian.
I'm sorry.
So far, Zari has been giving us learning opportunities.
Sorry's been giving us problems.
Where's our learning opportunities? I love those.
So you guys want to take a 10-minute break? Yep. So somebody's gone. Jen's gone. Jen's saying, "Yeah, please get a minute break." All right, let me get the thing up here. Okay, there we go.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool. All right, let me. All right, I am now recording again after our break. Okay, so let's go play. All right, so here's a wheel. It's interacting with everything in there. Okay, so as Tony had expressed, I want more than one wheel. Okay, so
Following your lead. Following your lead.
okay, good. There we go. I'm gonna lock my ground down so I don't accidentally grab it. It's really it's really easy. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just. I only grab this option. I want my box select everything. I want the ground. Let's see what I got. I got the wheel put together, right? Shift D to duplicate, and I guess I'm gonna just I'll pull this on over. But before I do so, let me damn it, right click to send it back. I'm gonna go to the wheel real quick. The modifier, the constraint modifier, turn the eyeball up here where it says shrink wrap. Turn the eyeball off. Okay, and then turn on my transform, and I'm gonna bring this over like this. So this is gonna be the left side of my wheel. So if I go over here to the let's say number 3 view, there we go, and do like that. I think that's about right there. Okay, now I will select everything. Now watch. So if I select everything and pull it, see,
Got it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you just got to turn your modifier on.
You got to turn your modifiers on. Okay. So now let's go select those two. Shift D.
D.
And move it over like this. All right. Let's see if I go to my side view. See, that one will match because the other two, the modifiers are on. All right, cool. Now I'm going to target that. No, sorry. Target that and just turn on my modifier and target that one and turn on the modifier. Okay. Now, let's see. The modifier is on for that.
Is Shift D supposed to duplicate it?
Yeah, Shift D is duplicate.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay, this one's not working. Why? This one worked. These work here. Yeah, that one's working fine. So, what's going on? Ground is here. Project. Okay, why is that not interacting with my ground? Why is the one is doing it? Fine. Here, we'll delete these. Okay, let's do it again. Grab that one. I'll grab both of these here. Shift D. There we go. We'll just do it that way. Fine. And we'll go do this one and Shift D and do that one that way. Okay, fine. Those are all interacting with the ground. Now, let's bring in a null, or what Blender calls an empty. So Shift A. So actually get to this point. Just duplicate them all. Don't turn off your modifier. Keep it on. So that way you can see that they're working. Right? So get to this point. Duplicate forward. Get to this point. Let me know when you're done. You done? Zari says he's done. Anybody else done?
Yep.
Who's a yep? Michael says yep. And Jen, how you doing?
I undid it because I wanted to see if it looks like I need to select both the.
Yeah, you need to select both of them.
Yeah, you gotta select both. You gotta select both because they react together. They work
So
together.
I had them. What happened was I had them all. Yeah, I had it all done, but then I wanted to see if I could do it without selecting them both.
Right, yeah.
So I undid everything.
No, you can't.
But what's kind of cool though is when I do Shift D, it's just like move. It's already in move mode, so I can then hit X or Y to constrain it to an axis.
Yep.
Axes.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got them all.
All right, so cool. Okay, now Shift A, everybody. Go to your empty. Put in an arrow. I'm going to move the arrow so it's direct center of the 4. So I'm going to go to my top view here. And I'm going to move the empty right directly in between. In fact, these two over here are off alignment if I go to my top view. So if I select those alone, I should be able to move them on over like that, like a car. All right. And this top one is off alignment, so I'm going to make it right even with the other and make this one even with the back wheel. I'm eyeing it, so just be aware of that. Now, I'm going to parent all these to the empty. Now, my empty, I can make the empty larger so it's easier to see. So on the right-hand side, on this right vertical menu, the second one from the bottom, which is like this green 3, look like triaxle looking thing, select it, and then I can go to my sizing for my
nice.
empty and make it bigger like that.
Love it.
See? Isn't that great? So I can do my sizing any way I want.
Love it.
Isn't that great? Now, we're gonna parent only the cubes to the empty. Very easy. Just watch me. Select the cube, Michael, and select the next cube again. Not the wheel, just the cube. Select the next cube and the next cube, and then last select the empty, and then Control P object. and that will parent everything. Do 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 do. Michael's going, what?
No, I got
Okay,
it.
good.
Got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm on it.
All right, don't worry. Now we're going to turn it so actually the wheels turn in the direction we want to turn, right? So you want to turn to the left, the wheel's going to turn to the left. We turn to the right, the wheel's going to turn to the right. But let's just kind of play with this real quick first. So if I go here, boom, 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 there's my wheels reacting to the thing. And and all I'm doing is dragging a no. And why does it work? Because Jen told us to use world view on our wheels.
But the rear wheels don't have positron traction.
Oh, no. We're getting to that point. There we go. Now watch. Now watch. This is fun. When you come off the terrain, boop, 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 it just stays flat. It just stays flat. The wheels work. It stays flat. Let me go to my side view. Go to this view. See, now these wheels are off, right? So we got to pull this up. Oh, sorry. I selected. I want that, but I want to control click on the empty. Let me get in closer so you guys can see it. I want these aligned properly. Something like that. Grab that one. There we go. It works more like a car. Okay, the wheels are even. So, yeah. Okay, so there is my... Right? Kind of cool.
Very cool.
All right, so let's go over here to this plane. Now we're gonna rotate this, right? So when the car turns on, I'm gonna make these two wheels here. Those are gonna be my front wheels. So when I rotate, if I go to here and rotate this, nothing's rotating. I want the front wheels to rotate left to right based on where I move the car or where I move the empty. So if I come up, we're going to grab this one first, go back to my, no, sorry. This is the tricky part. You are not going to go and edit your wheels, okay? Because what you're turning is not the wheel. What you're turning is the cube. Now the cube doesn't have a driver, right? Yeah. So we're going to look at the z-axis for the cube because we're going to be rotating it on the z. So rotation on the z, right click, edit that driver. And what are we using to drive it? We're using the empty. Right? See? It turned.
On the Y location or the?
Yeah, it's on the Z location. Okay, look at your, remember, have your it's right, it's the Z axis. So if I select this, see? Wait a minute, that's not working right. Hold on a minute. I forgot to do something. Go to here, go back to my driver, edit driver. Okay. And we want the location is not going to be the X location for the type, right? It's going to be the Z rotation. Location is just placement and movement. We want the rotation. We want the Z rotation to be affected there.
Oops.
So we want the empty. We're going to base the empty on the Z location. If I select the empty, and there it is. See? Now, if I go further, it starts really turning around like crazy. So what I do is I restrict it by going in and messing with the modifier again. So if I target this, right click, go to my edit driver. For my variable, I go divide by 2, just to make this just to make it more subtler. So now if I go here, it's a lot subtler. the turns. You just have to play with that. All right. So now I have that set correct here. I want the same driver for my other cube. So just right click, copy the driver, click on the other cube, go back to the Z rotation, right click, paste the driver, and it's all set, ready to go. So we come to here, and now see, now they're both turning. And we can come up to our little thing here and make sure that's selected, and boom, 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 boom. Then I'm going to rotate that way a little bit. It starts to turn, and then we keep going. Boom, 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 boom. And there's your how you get your tires and everything to interact with the rotate with the plane or terrain. I think it's the most effective way. Now we can put in rigging and stuff, but we're doing all this without any rigging.
And so you copy the driver for the left wheel, the first one, and then you just apply it to the right wheel.
Yep. So you select the rectangle, right click on the purple, copy driver,
and then paste.
and then paste.
Got it. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? So now let me show you guys a practical application. So just watch me on this one. So for homework, I want you to build a tire, because you guys did the tire last time. Let me get my tire. Let me save this one out. When I put this on, put this in my presentations folder, Blender. There we go. Class, let's see. Tire class tutorial. All right, I'm gonna go to new. Actually, let me go open recent. Actually, I should have my tire 3 there. Let it think. It's coming through. All right, is that? Let me take a look at that. There we go. Okay. So you're gonna build a tire. Just select this here. You're gonna build a wheel and tire, tread all intact. So go online, find out a tread that you like, and challenge yourself to match your tire exactly to the photograph. So I want to see the photograph, and I want to see how closely your tire is going to match the photograph. Find the wheel for your tire. Show me the photograph of the wheel that you're actually modeling. Okay, the wheel is this section here. On my tire, I've got, let me come up here to the top. I've got, let me see this here. Turn these off here. There is my empty. Everything's parented to the empty here. So I've got my rims for the tire, which is separated from the tire itself, which is separated from the actual tread. Now we did this in class, and the video's on there, so rewatch the video if you need to for making the tread, and make it way better than mine. Mine was just something I did right before class, and it was really fast, so I didn't have time to really detail this out. And I want to see text and everything on the outside. The name, brand of the tire. I want to model it exactly as you can to the photograph. We have not gone over text. I'm gonna let you guys kind of research that on your own. It's easy, so I'm gonna kind of throw you to the sharks on that one. But try to model it as best as you can, and we'll cover text and all that next week when we get together. But I want to see the I want to see as close as you can to a real tire as you get. Now I want you to build a terrain for the tire to actually interact with. So let me come back. Let's go to this view. Now my tire is all connected to a null, right? So here's my empty right there. Everything is underneath my empty. Rims, tire, tread. I keep everything as organized as possible. So if I, with that selected, let me go over to my modeling view here. So if I rotate my empty, everything's attached to my empty. Okay. So what I'm going to do, make a terrain real quick. Let's do a plane there, and let's just pull that on out, make it bigger here like that. Command A, set all transformations. And I'm going to come over here, go to edit view, right click, subdivide, make it like 30 like before. That works. Go back into object mode, give it a modifier, displace it, give it a texture, clouds.
You're still in edit mode, just so you know.
I was just getting there. Thanks. All right, come over here to this place and then increase the displacement. Give that a subdivision surface just to smooth it out. All right, there you go. Make it 3. All right, I'm gonna give it a little more displacement. So, let's do something like this. Okay, that works. Okay, I'm gonna hide. Let's get this organized up here. I'm gonna hide that plane temporarily, and I'm going to Command A, get myself a cube. Okay, come over here to the object properties. Come on down to viewport display, and set that to wireframe only. Oops, is that it? Oh, is that? Hold on a minute. Here it is. Here, not here, not here. Drop menu, wireframe only. Okay, now we can work. Hit the 1 key and just pull that on out a little bit. Pull this on up a little bit. I'm going to do something like that. Okay. Hit the 3 key, go to the side, pull that on out like that. Undo it. Set it like that. That works. Okay. I think it looks pretty good. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is parent this to the null. So go to the null, select it, the empty, shift select the square, Command P, object, target the object. Yeah, it's all together. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to go to the null, target the null or the empty. And we're going to, let's see, empty got turned off. There we go. And wait a minute, that's the, oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong empty. That's the empty for the plane. Go to the cube. I'm going to call this one wheel driver, just to make it easier for me to. Here we go. So wheel driver is there. Now I'm going to come over to the empty. So we've got a plane wheel driver. Yeah, I guess that works there. And
can I ask a silly question?
Yeah, go for it.
So I noticed you're using the box as a driver. Can you use an empty instead?
Remember, the reason we use the box is so it can interact with the plane.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I got it.
Got it. Okay.
So it needs a normal, so the box needs a normal.
That's correct.
zone.
And the empty doesn't have a normal.
Nope.
Right. Got it. Got
Okay.
it. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I want to. So the empty is what I've got chosen. So the empty. So that's all parent of the box. So if I go to the empty here, we're going to rotate it on this x-axis. So there it is, x rotation. And let's go add a driver. And the driver. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Okay. So in the driver, we're going to be using what? The. But what did I call this one? Did I call that one? That was the wheel driver. It's down here. Scroll down. There we go. There. So we're using the wheel driver to move that wheel. What was that?
Yeah, I'm just looking at what you have selected in the outliner.
The wheel. I've got. Wait a minute. The wheel driver.
You have
Oh.
the him selected.
Oh, no, hold on a minute. I better stop it. Hold on a second. It's not what I meant. I meant to do the here, the empty. The empty is what I want selected. I'm going to make sure that's turned off. Yeah, that's gone. Okay, the empty is what I want selected. So empty is selected. Rotating on the X key. So X rotation, add the driver. We're going to add the, what? It's the wheel driver, which is the square. Okay, and we want that on the y-axis, I believe. Y location, I should say. There we go, Y location. So if I pull this, there we go. Boop, 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 boop. This one, we got to go minus real quick, so we go back to the empty.
Back to the driver.
Edit the driver, and then put the minus in front of this.
So, so to recap for our homework, you want us to find a picture of a tire, model the tread of that tire, and model like the a hub and the tire and the tread of that tire.
Right, and I want you to animate it over a terrain.
Cool.
All right, so now when I build a terrain, I'm going to pull this on over here. Let's go turn my terrain on. I believe I turned it off. That's my plane there. Okay. What we got to do first, just real quick, I'm just going to go back. Remember, this is why this answers Tony's question as to why we use a object and not a null. So go to edit mode. We need that. Let me go to X-ray view. We need this normal down here.
Right, the surface normal, because when you project, when you're using the other modifier on the ground, you're projecting, and so like Jennifer said, it's shooting out a ray, and
right.
so there's no other way for it to react unless it has a normal that it's hitting.
Excellent. That's exactly right. So now that
I haven't tested it yet, but can as a minimalist, could you get away with a single plane, or does this thing prefer an enclosed object like a box?
you can probably use a single plane, Jen. It's just that this visually makes it so much easier just to see with my eyes what's going on. That's all.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just easier. So there we go. So now I can right click on it and set the origin point. So now the ray that it's sending out to sense the terrain on the bottom is coming from the origin point. Right? So that's why we right click origin point, origin to 3D cursor. Boom. Now your origin point is there. It's going to use that origin point to shoot down. Okay, so now once that's on, let's open up our plane again. Let's turn off X-ray view. Okay. Okay, so now with the plane selected, we're going to come over here to our constraint. Under the relationship, you want the shrink wrap. The target is going to be the plane. Boom. And then instead of nearest point, we're going to put project. And that should work. So now I will go to the box only. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then you already know how to make the other three wheels. That's easy. Okay. And if you want to build a body of a car or something to put in between them, and remember you parent all four wheels to a null. Parent the body of the car to the null. That's it. So I'll look forward to see everybody's homework next Sunday. This is going to be your more challenging homework to do.
Because of the detail on the tire tread.
Right, and then I also want the front wheels to turn.
Okay. Okay, so you want 4 wheels. You want us to include a photograph of the tire that we're using for reference or the wheel that we're using for reference.
Right, and just very
Or-
quickly, I want it on the spline. So I want you to move it along, and I'm going to do it very quickly, just real quick, so we're running out of time.
And you want at least 2 front wheels that turn.
The 2 front wheels that turn. So if I go
And 1
here,
or 2 back wheels that don't turn.
right,
Because you could always do a trike.
right. So if I come here and I give it, let's say a curve. We got to get a curve. Come up here and we'll go Bezier curve like so. Let me go to X-ray view. It might be easier for me to see. Okay, and my curve is selected. Let me go to edit view. Okay, there's my curve. Let me go to my transform. Okay, I'm going to just kind of do this. Let's see, I think I want to take this out here. There we go. Pull that on out like this. I'm going to keep it simple. Pull it on out like this. Okay, so there is in fact, I'm going to take this off. Let me go back and I keep clicking on stuff. All right, let's edit object. Pull this all the way off. Okay, so we can see it even off the page. All right, go back to my object mode here. So there's my spline. Let's see what I want to do. I think I want to parent the. Yeah. I think this is what I want that to interact with the spline. If I go to my modify, is it the constraint?
Yeah, it'll be the constraint because you'll be constraining the movement of the wheel to some kind of spline.
Yeah.
But if we were going to do this on a 4-wheeled vehicle, we'd do this magic on the empty.
Yeah. So
not the parent of the wheel.
You do
yeah, I think we can do either or. I'm guess I can try to empty, huh?
I did follow path with my little draft, dude.
Yeah. It's follow path, but I'm thinking I want the square to follow the path.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
right.
I think either or should work.
Yeah, I think either way will work. But here I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the follow the path. Go to my constraint. And then come down here to follow path there. The path is only one path, the Bezier. There we go. And it puts it at the beginning of the path. Right there. And here's the other trick. You don't have to do any animation because you have an option in here that says, okay, follow the curve and then animate path. And then when you go over here to your layout, pull it on out and get flipped around. Okay. We can go, zoom, 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 and just follows the path.
But
Yeah,
for a
that's really-
four-wheeled, oh, sorry, Tony.
Oh no, go ahead, Jen.
For a four-wheeled vehicle, though, you'd want it applied to the quote-unquote car, the empty, not to the individual wheels necessarily.
Yes, that's exactly correct. Actually, you don't want it to the wheels. You want it to the empty. You're absolutely correct, because the reason why you don't is because it's not going to interact with the plane. Now,
Yeah,
it's making it
driving
stick to the path, right? It's making it stick to the path. So you got to have an empty.
If the car empty sticks to the path, and the wheels are still free to follow the terrain.
Well, no. So in order to do it that way, you have to have an empty. You have to parent the whole thing to a separate empty.
Yeah, within a car body.
Right, in the car body. In this case, I have to bring in a whole nother empty and just connect it to that, and then let it not interact with the wheel. So that the wheel follows the empty, and the wheel will interact with the terrain. That's what you have to do. Right now, I just told the wheel to stick to the plane only, to stick to the path only.
Oh, okay. That's why it's not bouncing.
That's
up
why
and
it's
down.
not bouncing up and down. So I have to set another empty, make that empty pretend it's the body of the car, so that the wheel is free to interact with the plane, but the empty is along the path. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, that's it. That's homework.
Okay, so we'll find a picture of a tire, tread. We're going to model a wheel with a hub, and
Yep.
a tire, and a tread.
Yep.
And then we're going to set it up so that we have four wheels parented to an empty that can conform to the terrain and follow a path.
Exactly.
And lighting and rendering is optional, but nice.
It would be nice if you render it too. I think at this point, everybody should render
Okay.
and be creative with it. You can get the camera to fly around it while it's moving or something. Cool. Okay, so I'll get the 5-week modeling class set up for January. Going to get signed up for that, Michael, and then I'll call you, Zari, separately, and we'll set up something for your needs, your immediate needs. That's it. Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Steven,
Yes.
real quick,
Thank you.
in that folder,
Yeah.
I had modeled the fire hydrant from one of your previous classes. Could you just quickly take
Yeah,
a review?
sure. I'd be happy to. Let's go. Let me save this. I'll call it full tire. All right, let's go open and go to the desktop. Student. Desktop student homework, week 3. And under Tony, this one or version 3 or version 4?
Okay, so the one that's applied has all the modifiers applied to it, and
Got
pretty
it.
much. And the other one that's not applied is yeah. There you go.
Nice. Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
Let's go to render view. Let's take a look at it. Oh, no lights. I have any lights. Let's bring here.
That render does look good, Tony.
It does look good. Let me go over here and throw in.
I don't want to say I cheated a little bit because I watched when I watched the video of everybody else's homework. I'm like, okay, don't do that wrong. Don't do that. Don't do it that.
I'm gonna bring in an HDRI image real quick. So background Command T. We're gonna get the image, which I've got right in the same folder, right in here. Presentations, 3D Blender class, HDRIs. Let's use that one. Okay, now I can go back to render. There.
Oh, that's cool. It's so yeah. Wow. Yeah, so I just use a procedural on it too.
That's fine.
Texture paint.
Yeah, it
like
looks.
how you had it texture painted.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
The texture is a little bit too harsh and too big. I'm thinking like on the like a little weather worn on a fire hydrant. Just make your texture like half the size you've got it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
yeah.
then just and smooth it out so it's not so harsh. Is
Yeah,
it,
I'd probably take down the bump a little bit.
yeah,
And
because
I
I'm
noticed, I just noticed a little bit of stretching in that.
yeah.
It's a,
It's in your UV
which is
mapping.
really weird
It's in
because it's a procedural texture.
right, but again, it's your UV map determines all this,
Oh,
right?
really? Even on a procedural, it would stretch.
Yes. Well, remember you make if Blender's making UV maps for you on the fly,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So it's utilizing your UV maps to do all this. So if you got stretching, you got to go in there and redo your UV maps, like right in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like Lightwave, it does offer cubic, cylindrical, and planar UV projections
Yep.
if you're in a hurry.
Oh, she is. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
But anyway, like Tony, like Lightwave, you can have cylindrical, planar, or cubic UV projections when you make your UVs, but the UV creation is explicit in Blender, just as it is in Maya or Max.
Right. So yeah, I haven't gone into one of the features I liked about. Well, actually, I think Maya stole it from 3D Coat was marking seams
Mm-hmm.
because in 2018, when I had started using Maya, um, I tell you, you could make some great islands in Maya without a problem, and that came from 3D Coat.
Yeah.
Or I think the concept came from 3D Coat because 3D Coat was the only one I remember. I could be wrong too, but yeah. So the previous. So I did the array, and then I applied the array, and then I was able to duplicate that, and I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So here's a little technique here that may help you. If I go over, let me go over here to this view. Let me make sure I can see a wireframe. All right. Oh, let's see. Is your? I guess you. I thought your.
the other scene is the one the subdivision is not frozen or anything. Because I didn't know if you wanted to see that.
Okay, I want. Yeah,
Any
yeah,
modifiers
yeah.
as
I want.
well.
Okay, let me go get the other one because I want to see. I want to see without it frozen.
Okay,
Open.
yeah, yeah,
Don't say. So that'll be this one here.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So I
So
want
this
to.
one you should see all the modifiers. Yep, there you go. And all the caps
So-
are separate objects too.
So in here, this is a little bit too smooth.
uh-huh.
You want to add some type of an edgy definition, not really
Yeah,
hard,
probably
but
another edge loop, right?
well, I'm thinking about this. Let me go over here and view your wire. Okay, watch. It's a trick. Let's go to edit mode.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if I can. Let's see. Should I be able to go to my edge? Interesting. All right, I'm just gonna do the inside edge here. So
Are you gonna sharpen it like in weights in
yeah, weight sharpening.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I saw that feature. I just wasn't 100% positive on doing it, so
let me
that's the reason.
turn that
I had
off so I can actually
edge-
select the
yeah.
edges. Here,
Okay.
double click it, and that one and that one is Control key. Deselect those two. That should work with that. All right. So if I turn that back on,
Uh-huh.
okay, and then go to the weight. So that will be okay. Where the it should be under the view or so under the item. Here it is under the item. So the mean crease for the bevel weight mean crease. Let's see, there.
Oh wow!
All right.
Get out of town!
Yeah. So
What
the-
the hell?
this is so to avoid using edge loops,
Yeah.
you might be able to just
Wow.
do that. All right, and then adjust your mean bevel weight to give you subtleties. Right.
Are these Catmull Clarks?
Yes.
Okay. 'cause
Although
I don't-
although Jen, it's all quads.
Yeah, this is why I like to stay in quads because
Yeah. Yeah.
you know you
Absolutely.
things just look better, and then you
It's
It
just
can
works better. Yeah.
Catmull Clarks have the edge weighting properties that Lightwave simple subdivision surfaces did not.
right. So even on the outside ones here, so sometimes it helps just to turn that off, so you can now see what you're supposed to be doing here. So double click this side, double click this side. We'll go to these outside edges now. And I want to grab, what do I want to do? I want to grab, I want to stop. I guess I want to stop there. Just stop right there. Yeah, I think that'll work. And turn them back on so we can see it go to our bevel crease. And
So I'm going to ask a stupid question here. I'm sorry.
that's all right.
But so I get the edges, but so you can also apply that mean vertex crease to the points.
Yeah, right up here.
Is that-
So if you want to just deal with the points only, for example, let's grab a point.
So maybe for the corners of that, is that so? It's gonna-
Yeah, I mean, it's say we do one corner, so you have to go to your point editing mode. Go grab a point. All right. Let's go ahead and turn that on, and you go see now. You go to your point, so now you only get the
Yeah.
properties, vertex crease, right? See,
Oh, okay. So I get it now. All
it
right.
depends on the model. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you'll eventually run into something where you may need to use that.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, thank you very much for showing me. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome. My pleasure. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
I got it all recorded. Let me stop the recording and get it rendered and